Starting 8 a.m. Sunday, Ames is open 24 hours a day, around the clock. So you can save on thousands of brand names throughout the store. Shop anytime and save on all your holiday needs at Ames. Open every day, 24 hours a day, starting 8 a.m. Sunday. Ames, we grew up with better values.
So, me and a friend explored this abandoned Ames store, Ames department store. The entire company went out of business back in 2002, so I'm assuming that this store would have shut down around the early to mid 2000s. Well, probably early 2000s actually. So this store also, I think after closing, was used as a flea market. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of what it looked like, as there was a huge flea market sign at the front of it. And then it was also had a few other stores attached to it. There was some sort of like electronics store next door. And right next to it was another building that had a laundromat that's also abandoned in it. And some other just empty stores. And I'm going to go ahead and just apologize for the kind of bad video. The only thing I had on me was a GoPro. And it didn't even have its own lighting or anything, so I had to use a flashlight. But if I go back to this place, I'm picking up a much better camcorder so I can get better video of it. But I did the best of what I had. Yeah, this is the back side of the store. As you can see, all the doors and stuff are kind of busted open. There's all the windows in the store have been busted open. You still have these trailers back here for some reason. I'm not really sure why they left them there. So this was the store next to it, which had a sign up at the top that said something about electronics repair or electronic sales. I'm not actually certain what it was, but this store was completely gutted, just totally empty, not really too exciting. So this is the entrance to the store, at least the entrance we went into, which was the back receiving dock, which is halfway open for some reason. And as you can see, there's already like tons of stuff in here. Once you get into like the main room, which you'll see in a minute, I mean, there is just piles and piles of merchandise, boxes, all kinds of stuff. Back here, so this would have been like the sort of warehouse or back room part of the store. And it looks like it's mostly furniture. So this entrance goes into the, like, this is where the main room, this is where the actual store would have been, where you would have done your shopping. And I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from this video because it's pretty dark and yeah, I've only got a flashlight, but this room was absolutely huge. I mean, think it's like almost the size of like a Target. You know, maybe like, it's probably a bit smaller, probably somewhere between like the size of a Walgreens and a Target, but it was, I mean, it was huge and it was absolutely like, you know, just full. I mean, there's just like boxes upon boxes of stuff. And I know it kind of looks like someone's dumpster just exploded, but like, honestly though, like most of the stuff wasn't trash. I saw very little trash back here. The vast majority of it was like legit, like still good condition merchandise from, yeah, who knows when, probably early 2000s. Some of the stuff I think was a little bit later. But yeah, and a lot of it was still boxed up. A lot of it was still like factory sealed even. And all of it, you know, was in pretty good condition for the most part. There really wasn't like that much mold back here, just a lot of dust. So here's one of the cool things I found early on, which is this old claw machine. I mean, it's empty and everything, but it looks really cool. So this was actually one of the only boxes I found that actually had mold growing on it. You know, again, surprisingly, there was very little mold in this place. Or at least like in this main room. I think some of the other rooms were a little bit worse, but yeah, that one was pretty taken over, but for the most part, not much. if anyone watching can tell me what this is, I have no clue, but it looks pretty cool. So this was one of my favorite things I found, which was just like all these old photos. I guess somebody got them developed and never picked them up or something, and they just got left behind, I guess. But they were really cool to look at because it was kind of just like looking at someone's old memories. You know? Here's the bathrooms. I didn't actually go too far into them because they were just in really, really bad shape, though it kind of looked like the ceiling was starting to cave in. So this hallway was right next to the bathrooms. It looks like the actual employee area, like where management offices and probably their break room would have been. I didn't go too far at this point, but we actually come back and go into it at the end because it actually loops back around to the warehouse. So this room is kind of on the side of the building. This is actually just an extension of the warehouse. And it was actually in pretty bad condition. Like, it had water on the floor and looked probably had some mold in there. But it also had this cool like forklift looking thing in there, and led to some other rooms outside of it. This is probably the coolest room I found in here. We're gonna come back in a sec, but yeah, it's like legit cars. I don't know what they're doing in there. if this was like an operating garage or a repair center or something. But yeah, people just straight up left behind a few cars, which is really crazy to me, but they were also just insanely cool to find. So this was a really cool little room. I'm not really sure what it was used for, especially because it was pretty far back there. But it had this castle in here. I don't know where the hell that came from or what it was for. But it also had some other cool stuff like these pinball machines and a jukebox. So I don't know if this was like an area for kids to go with like the flea market, or honestly like what this was from. But it was very cool. So yeah, this was in the front. I guess it was like a flea market. I think it may have only used this front parts, and I'm not sure if it operated at the same time as the Ames, it was connected, or if it operated afterwards, or what exactly happened. We didn't spend too much time in here because it wasn't really that interesting. A lot of just like, actually I'm not even sure what some of this stuff is. Just all like appliances that didn't really work, or I don't know.
My sunlight is gone away, so I embrace the crash. I don't even have to shave. I'll go to the laundromat. I'm ordering out again. You gotta pay for that, and I'm terrified of running out of things to do. I'm scared to fall in love, I'm scared to lose. Scenarios I make up in my head untrue. I know I shouldn't think like that. No, I'm happy for you.
So this is back to that one area I was talking about earlier, which was the, I guess, employee area. There's just some extra rooms over there. Looks like it was probably used as a break room, probably some management offices, that kind of stuff.